right, we're back with another gameplay episode. Doug and Mona here from Rennervate podcast. How are you doing, Mona?
I'm doing great. I'm ready to see what deck you've got going. Excited for this best 2 of 3.
Heck yeah.
I'm starting off with Arthur Weasley. And Arthur Weasley is, once per turn, you may use an action to choose one of your items in play and do damage to your opponent equal to its printed power cost. So what's new with you, and what are you playing with?
This isn't very new for me because Quidditch is my favorite. But yeah, we got a Quidditch deck here. I am starting off as Madam Rolanda Hooch. I always thought that's interesting. I thought, why does all the others say professor, but we got a madam? Interesting. But her ability is once per game, you may search your deck. When you do, you may take a broom card from your deck, show it to your opponent, and put it into your hand, then shuffle your deck. And she also provides 1 Quidditch lesson power, so pretty much a go-to for any Quidditch deck. And I know you and I have talked about it in the past where either you or I have forgotten to get the broom, so I feel like almost like the first play of the game I have to do that or I'll forget.
100%. And you actually, that's a good point. It is Madam instead of Professor, and I think... Yeah, I mean, wasn't she be a professor because she's teaching?
That's what I'm saying.
I don't know.
It's interesting.
Yeah, I'm like, it's like.
I wonder if that's how she was described in the book, though. So that might have something to do with it.
Yeah.
That all being said, I can roll a dice to see who goes first. Do you want to call evens or odd?
Cool. I'll do even.
All right. It is a 1, so
nice.
I will choose to go first and draw some.
Alrighty.
All right. And we got the Dragon Shield Hufflepuff sleeves. I really love these Harry Potter Dragon Shield sleeves. They're like so slick, and they come in each different house emblem. It's really cool.
Yeah, those are nice.
All right, I will start the game, draw for turn, and first action, I will play a lesson, and second action, I will play a Quidditch pitch, which is a location. I'll read that. Whenever you play this card, discard any other location from play, yours or your opponent's. Spell cards that need Quidditch power, yours and your opponent's, need 2 less power to play. You still need at least 1 power that matches. So this is also benefiting you if you happen to be splashing Quidditch in there.
Nice, okay. Over to me, right?
Yep, you got it.
Cool. I'll draw to start. First action, I'll play a lesson. Second action, I'll play another. Over to you.
All right. First action, I will play a lesson. So my spell cards need 2 less power. I'm going to use my first action to play Ouch. So Quidditch Pitch reduces us to 3, and we have 3. So I will deal 5 damage to you, and then if you have any cards in hand, you choose one of them and discard it.
All right. 1 in hand, choose and discard. Let's see. Okay, I will discard that.
Okay, over to you.
All right, draw to start. First action, I'll play Eel Eyes. It says when you play this card, look at your opponent's hand. You may use an action and discard this card and Beetle Eyes from play to search your deck. You may take a Bulldry Potion from your deck and put it into play, then shuffle.
Nice. So you get to peek into my hand. That's pretty cool. I forgot that was that. All right. So my hand right now, we have a 3-month-long match. We have, which is a match that we have to deal 30 damage to each other to win it. And then the prize is the winner does 15 damage to their opponent. 1 is timeout. Look at the top 6 cards of your deck. Put them back in any order. 2 are flacking, which is do 2 damage to your opponent. Then if your opponent has any cards in his or her hand, he or she chooses one of them and discards it. And then lastly, I have a Catch the Snitch, which is you win the current match. You get the prize.
Got it. Okay, cool. My second action, I'm going to use my Arthur Weasley. You may use an action to choose one of your items in play and do damage equal to its printed power cost, so I'll do 1 damage to you.
Okay.
All right, over to you.
Yep. Okay. First action, I'll play a lesson. Second action, I'm going to play time out. So we're going to look at the top 6 and put them back in any order.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
I don't know if you need to show them to me. Does it say
I don't.
that?
You're right, actually. Sorry. I'm so used to other card games where anytime anything's revealed, I have to show you. Well, there we go.
Oh, I got you. Yeah.
I think... Yep. Okay, and I think that was both of my actions. So, yep, over to you.
Alrighty. I will draw to start. I'll use both my actions to play a Madam Pomfrey.
Ooh, nice.
Over to you.
All right, I'll draw. I'll play Lesson as my first action. And my second action, I'll play Flacking. 2 damage to you, and then you discard one of your cards in hand.
In hand, okay. I will discard this.
Okay, and over to you.
I'll draw to start. First action, I'll draw. Second action, I'll do 1 damage to you.
Okay. I'll draw for turn. First action, I'll play 3-month-long match. And then second action, I'll catch the snitch. But let me make sure I'm doing this right. 2 less for 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. So I will deal 15 to you.
You got it. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay. I knew that was coming, so.
It was brutal, yeah. The Quidditch pitch, the only way it even worked, so that was lucky.
Yeah, that's good.
And
all right, over to me.
Yep.
I'll draw to start. First action, I'll draw. Second action, I'll play a lesson. Over to you.
Okay. Interesting. First action, I will draw. Second action, I will play Flacking. 2 damage to you, and then you choose one in hand and discard it.
Okay. I will choose.
Cool. Over to you.
All right, draw to start. First action, I'll draw. Second action, I'll play a lesson. Over to you.
Draw for turn. I'm going to use both actions to play Detention Adventure. Effect: your opponent can't use actions to play adventure cards. To solve, your opponent chooses 2 adventure cards from his or her hand and discards them, and the reward is your opponent may draw a card.
Got it.
Over to you.
I will draw to start. First action, I'll play a lesson. Second action, I will play Beetle Eyes. When you play this card, do 4 damage to your opponent.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4.
And before I end my turn, I'm just going to look at my discard really quick.
Yeah, you're good.
Okay. Over to you.
All right, I will draw for turn. I'll draw for my first action, and then second action, I'll play a clean sweep 5. I forgot to use her power. Oh my gosh!
Oh my god, we just talked about it.
I know. I meant to do it first turn, and then it slips my mind. But hey, at least it's getting into the field.
Yeah.
When you play this card, look at the top 2 cards of your deck, one if there's only one, and put both of them on the bottom or back on top in any order. So
Cool.
I will... Not sure it really matters. I'm gonna... Yeah, I'm gonna put them back on top. And over to you.
I'll draw to start. I'm going to use an action to discard both of these to search for a bulge eye.
Ooh, nice. Yep.
So let me go... Actually... Sorry, hold on.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's with Arthur's ability, right?
What is that? What's with Arthur's ability?
The ability to search out the bulge eye, or is that just because you had both of those 2 in play? I forget.
Yeah, because I have both. Yeah,
Nice.
So it says you may use an action and discard this card and Beetle Eyes from play to search your deck. You may take a bulge eye potion card from your deck and put it into play.
Got it. Okay,
So it's essentially swapping. Yeah, I'm swapping them. So I'm going to put these 2 in. This is now into play. For my second action, I'm going to use Arthur's ability and do 10 damage to
nice. Yep, that's what I was confused on. That's pretty cool.
you. And while I'm here, I'm going to use Madam Pomfrey. So let me grab a little token here. And I'm going to shuffle in 12 for me. So just give me a second.
Yep.
I gotta count that. 9. Oh. Okay. All right. Now I'm gonna just shuffle those. All right, over to you.
Okay. Draw for turn. I'm going to use my first action to draw. And second action to draw. Over to you.
Okay, I'm going to draw to start. My first action, I'm going to play a potions project. Your opponent takes damage until he or she discards a total of 2 lessons from their deck.
No, there goes a catch the snitch. All right, 1 lesson. Oh no, another catch the snitch. No! 3 catch the snitches. That's what I was looking
Nice.
for. There we go. There's number 2.
All right, cool. So that's that. And then my second action, I'll use Arthur Weasley and do 10 damage.
Totally. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. I will draw for turn. I think without those catch the snitches, I'm going to be a little bit in trouble, but let's see what we can do about this. I think first action... yeah, I think you got me because I don't think it's going to matter. Let's see. First action, I'll play a Slytherin match. This one is to win, do 15 damage to your opponent while this card is in play. Doesn't have to all be at once. And then the prize is the winner may shuffle up to 15 non-healing cards from their discard into their deck. So I saw all my catch the snitches go to the discard, so I don't think I'll be quickly able to do that. But my second action will be to then play power play. Play this card only if a match is in play. Do 7 damage to your opponent. And I'll mark that. I'm at the 7 counter here.
2, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay.
Okay, and over to you.
I'll draw to start. My first action, I'm going to play... actually, I'm going to use both actions for Arthur Weasley and do 20.
You got me on the first one, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. GG.
Got it.
Yeah, dude, that Potions project that got rid of all of those, what do I want to say? The catch the snitches, I was like, that was a death sentence.
Yeah, that's brutal, I know.
And the tension, I really like that adventure, but are you even playing many adventures in that deck, or not really?
Yeah, there's quite a few.
Oh, okay, well then that might have helped a little bit, but yeah, it didn't seem like it mattered too much.
It was one of those things that, like, that was definitely hindering for me, but I also was just wanting to make sure that I had enough items in play that were higher than that one for the Eolize that I had. Or Beetleize or whichever one, because I wanted to use Arthur's ability to do damage, because Quidditch is so brutal. It's like, 5 damage plus something else, 3 damage and then something else. Like, that's the nature of it. So I was like really hoping to, yeah.
Yeah, and the thing with Quidditch, the matches, at least for the most part, is like it gives either of us the opportunity to win them. So if you get Bullseye out, it's almost like I'm banking on the catch the snitch, or I'm in trouble because you might outpace me with the damage. So let's say a 30-month match was in play, and our goal is to each do 30 damage to one another. 3 actions with Arthur Weasley and a Bullseye out, you'll win that. So, and I don't think I have that fast of a way to get damage done as quickly. Like, there is the power plays, which are doing 6 or 7 at a time, but that's nowhere close to 10 in one action. So that it almost seems like I'm really banking on getting those catch the snitches. And now that I'm thinking about it, I almost think I need a way to search or get the catch the snitches out of my discard pile if the event that were to happen. I'm gonna have to do a little research to see if there's anything in the same color that does that, but I'm not that I'm aware of. Obviously you have like the Slytherin matches. If I could win that, it would heal. I could get those catch the snitches again, but I'm wondering if there's anything else out there. Listeners or people viewing this, if you happen to know, drop a comment.
Yeah, definitely. I want to say Zigzag.
Oh,
what
that's
is Zigzag?
right. Yeah, I think you're right.
I'm just going to look it up really quick. For those of you that have been paying attention to this game and the last, if this is right, I really need a life, because if I memorize all of these Harry Potter TCG cards,
it's
oh my god,
it's very helpful for these moments where it's like, this is what I'm looking for, and it's just like my treasure trove of knowledge. I know this.
Put a non-healing Quidditch card from your discard pile into your
That
hand.
is
Yeah.
it. Yes. All right. And I'm pretty sure I might have a couple copies of that. I'm gonna have to look around though.
Yeah. 100%. 100%. But yeah, if listeners or viewers, if there's anything other than that you're thinking on the strategy, always feel free to post in the comments.
They're gonna be like, Mona beat me to it.
But yeah, I mean, like even for any decks, like it's super fun because a lot of decks, we do have that are similar. So if somebody out there is like, oh, like I do this with my deck or whatever the case is, like that's always fun because maybe we could. What would be fun, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, is if one of our listeners or viewers wanted us to experiment with a specific type of deck, I could always build it.
Yeah,
and then
I love
play
that
with
idea.
it. Yeah, it's obviously I have a little too many cards, but I'm always open to to sharing that and kind of figuring out what decks are out there that are good. So,
well, it's funny too.
All right.
In our last one, I was saying I would like to build an item deck. Would you classify the primary goal of your deck being an item deck because of Arthur Weasley, and like the whole Bullseye like combo, or what are your thoughts there?
Yeah, I think so because the whole point is like to really make sure that I get the Bullseye out. And having that combination of eel eyes and beetle eyes together is really going to make that happen. Otherwise, I have to stack 10 lessons. And
right.
As you noticed, getting lessons out with this deck was a little bit more difficult than I would have had liked for it to be. But, making sure that you have that. So, yeah, I would say like the whole deck is really kind of built on those 3 cards, which are items. And then, because Arthur Weasley allows me to do damage with an item specifically, it's for sure classified as that.
Nice. I like that a lot. All right, I will start the game with a draw, and I will do 2 actions, 1 each for a lesson. And over to you.
All right, I will draw to start. First action and second action. Over to you.
Okay, I'll draw. First action, I'll play a lesson, and then second action, I'll play fouled. 4 damage to your opponent. During your opponent's next turn, he or she gets 1 fewer action.
Okay. 1 fewer actions, and how much damage?
And 4.
1, 2, 3, 4.
And
okay, I'll draw to start. First and only action, I'll play a lesson.
Okay, I'll draw. First action, I'll play a flacking. Do 2 damage to your opponent, and then if they have any cards in their hand, choose 1 and discard it.
Okay, cool. Let's see. I will choose that one.
Okay. And then second action, I'll do another fouled for 4 and 1 fewer action.
Okay. 4, 1 fewer action, I'll draw to start. First and only, I'll play a lesson.
Okay, I'll draw for turn. I'm going to use both actions to play Detention Adventure again. So yeah, you can't play adventures, or use actions to play adventure cards, and to solve you would choose 2 adventures in your hand and discard them, and the reward is you may draw a card.
Got it.
Over to you.
Draw to start. I'll use both actions to play Madam Pomfrey.
Okay. I'll draw for turn. I forgot Hooch's ability again. I'll use my first action for the Clean Sweeps 5. When you play this, look at the top 2 cards of your deck and put them back in any order. Ooh, interesting. it matters. I'll do that. And then second action, I'll play a bludger. Bludger's an item that before each of my turns, bludger does 3 damage to your opponent if a match is in play, which there is not one. So until a match is in play, that's when that'll matter. So over to you.
Got it. I will draw to start. I'll use both actions to put a grip hook into play.
All right. I'll draw for turn. I'll use my first action to draw. Second action to play strategy session. You may put up to 3 Quidditch lessons from your hand into play. This is the first time I've ever been able to do this. All 3.
Nice. Nice. Hell yeah.
And pass turn.
All right. I'll draw to start. First action, I'll draw. Second action, I'll draw. Over to you.
Okay, I'll draw for turn. First action, I'll draw. Second action, I'll play Ouch. Do 5 damage to your opponent. Then if your opponent has any cards in hand, he or she chooses one of them and discards it.
All right, 1 card in hand. Which one of yous is going away? Let's see. I suppose it'll be this.
Okay, your go.
Draw to start. Bloody hell. First action. Quick. Second action.
Okay. Draw for turn. First action, I'm going to put into play a muddy practice. Each player may use an action to discard a card from his or her hand to win. Discard 5 cards from your hand this way, and the prize is the winner does 10 damage to his or her opponent. And then second action, I will play a flacking. Do 2 damage to your opponent, and then you choose 1 card in hand and discard it.
Okay. Oh, 1 card in hand. Gotcha.
And your go.
All right, I'll draw to start. Read me again the match.
Yep, so this one, to win it, discard 5 cards from your hand this way, meaning you can use an action to discard a card from your hand. So it would cost effectively 5 actions of discarding a card from your hand. So if you wanted to get the leg up on me on that, I'm assuming you would use both actions. Each one is discarding 1, and you'd be at 2 and I'd be at 0. It's a weird little match.
It is weird, yeah. Okay. My first action, I'll draw. My second action, I'll play a lesson.
Okay. Draw for turn. Alright. I top decked exactly what I needed. I'm going to first action 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep. Play Catch the Snitch on the Muddy practice. So I'll deal 10 damage to you. And then my second action, I guess I do have this card in my deck. I just forgot about it. Zigzag. Right. I'll use Zigzag to then get the Catch the Snitch back to my hand.
Okay, cool.
And actually, one thing I forgot was when the Muddy Practice was in play, the Bludger would have dealt 3 damage.
Okay, I'll take that.
Yep. And then that's your go.
Cool. I'll draw to start. How many cards are in your hand?
Just 1.
Okay. Let's see. First action, I'm going to play a potions project.
Okay.
So you take damage until you discard 2 lessons.
There's 1 lesson. Oh no, there goes... Alright, there's 2.
Okay. Let's see. Second action, I'm going to put Beetle Eyes into play, which does 4 damage to you.
Okay.
Right away. And then I'm going to use my Madam Pomfrey and shuffle 12.
Got it.
Shuffle these back in there. Okay, over to you.
All right. I'll draw for turn. How many cards do you have in hand? Just curious.
9.
Wow. Okay. First action.
If you had a grip hook, that would be good right now.
Yeah, right? Wow. First action was to draw, and then second action, I will draw. Over to you.
All right. I'll draw to start. First action, I'll play an Eel Eyes. Second action, I'm going to discard them to go into my deck and find a Bulge Eye.
Nice.
Which I will, and I'll shuffle these. I get to put it into play. So first action played Eel, second I did that, so now it's over to you.
All right, I'll draw for turn. First action, I'll play a 3-month-long match. Second action, I'll catch the snitch on it and do 15 damage.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay.
And over to you.
All right, I will draw to start, and I'm going to use both actions with Arthur Weasley and do 20.
All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Whew. That was big.
And then my once per game for grip hook, I'm going to use that too. It doesn't require an action. So
Okay.
You may make your opponent discard his or her hand, then your opponent draws as many cards as they discarded.
All right, so I had 3 in hand. I'm losing a snitch here, and I'll draw 3.
All right.
1, 2, 3. All right, and I'll start turn. I'll draw for turn. First action, Oh gosh, I think you might have me if I'm not able to do this. First action, I'm going to draw, which might be killing me. Second action, I'm going to play fouled for 4 damage and 1 fewer action.
I think you got me. Because I have 3 left.
Oh, GG. That was close.
Nice. Yeah, it was. I was like,
even with your one fewer action, if you did the Weasley thing, I only had 4 left. So I was like, if I pass without killing you, I think you got me. GG. So that takes us to game 3. Nice.
Yeah, hell yeah. Let's do it. I know. I was like, that's the only downfall with. I've been so used to having starting characters that allow that provide 1 lesson power, and so having Arthur Weasley that doesn't, it's like I gotta wait to stack up those lessons, and the whole thing. Yeah.
Maybe this game 3, I'll remember to use the power.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to at least.
Hope. Yeah. I might switch something up if you don't mind.
Oh yeah, feel free.
I'm going to use the same deck. I'm just going to switch something up.
And then, yeah, when you're ready, you're good to start.
All right, 1 second. Let me just shuffle a couple more times, and then I'll go.
Sounds good.
At least we got to the 3rd game. That's cool.
It's been a minute because I feel like you've been consistently 2-0ing me in most of our games here. So I'm glad we made it. Actually, there was one we got to game 3, so this is the 2nd time.
Yeah. All right, cool. So since I lost, I will go first.
Sounds good.
Okay. Here's my 7. Draw to start. First action, I'll play a lesson. Second action, I'll play Eel Eyes. And when I play this card, I may look at your hand.
Oh, shucks. Okay, because it's funny. So, yep, I have a detention here. I have a lesson, a catch the snitch, a zigzag, strategy session, a Quidditch, and a fouled.
Got it. Okay.
All right, I will draw for turn. I'm afraid of adventures, so I'm going to use both actions to play detention and over
That's
to
fair.
you.
That's fair for sure. Draw to start. Because I do have an adventure.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. All right. First action, I'll draw. Second action, I'll do 1 damage to you.
Okay.
With my Arthur Weasley.
Cool. I'll draw for turn. I'll use both actions for lessons, and over to you.
Draw to start. Let's see. First action, second action.
Okay. Draw. First action, I'll play a muddy practice, and then second action, I will discard one for the muddy practice, and I'll use pink dice for me and different dice for you if you decide to do this.
Got it.
Over to you.
Draw to start. First and second, I'll play Madam Pomfrey. Over to you.
Draw for turn. I'll discard a card to bump this to 2. And second action, I will play a lesson. Over to you.
Draw to start. All right. Well, I will use both actions and discard 2 cards. I think much with those anyway.
Got you for 2.
All right, over to you.
All right, and I will draw for turn. I'm going to, before I use my actions, remember about Hooch's ability and do it for once. Look for...
There you go.
Hopefully I didn't discard it already. Let's find out. There it is. Okay, cool. And that will go to my hand. My first action, I will play the clean sweep 5. I get to look at the top 2 cards of my deck and put them back in any order or at the bottom. I will put them back on top. And then second action, I will play fouled. 4 damage to you and 1 less action.
Nice. All right.
And your go.
Draw to start. First and only, I'll discard a card.
Yep. Putting you at 3. I'll draw a card. Make sure my math is right here. Yes. All right. First action, I'll play a Quidditch pitch, making my spell cards need 2 less. And
nice.
I'll do a catch a snitch with a second for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I knew that was coming.
Yep. And that does 10 damage.
All right. This is 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right.
And your go.
Draw to start. First action, play a lesson. Second action, I'll do 1 damage.
You got it. I'll draw. First action, I'm going to play timeout and look at the top 6. So I don't need to reveal that information. 6. Okay, put them back in this order. And then second action, I will play a foul for 4 damage and 1 less action.
Okay.
And your go.
Alright, I'll draw to start. 1 less action. I will draw. Over to you.
Okay, I'll draw for turn. First action, I'm going to play Zigzag and get a Catch the Snitch back to hand.
Mm-hmm.
And then second action, I will play a Muddy Practice.
Okay.
Over to you.
I'll draw to start. I'll use both actions to play Grip Hook, and I'll use him.
Okay.
So you got to get rid of your hand and draw that many cards.
Shucks. Alright, I will draw for turn.
Was it just 2 cards you had in your hand?
Yep, it was a Snitch and a Flacking, so I drew 2.
Cool. Nice.
First action, I'll play a Bludger. And then second action, I'll play an Ouch for 5 damage and 1 discard.
Alrighty, 1 discard. Let's see. Okay, over to me.
Yep.
I'll draw to start. Let's see. First action, I'll play a lesson. Second action, I'll draw. And I'm going to look at my discard really quick.
Yep.
I'm gonna use my Madam Pomfrey.
Yep, totally.
Look at Sand really quick. Alright, got the 12. Okay, and over to you.
Alright, I will draw for turn. The Bludger will deal 3 damage. For my first action, I will play Flacking, do 2 damage to your opponent, and then a discard.
Oh, discard. Yeah.
Yep. And my second action is just going to be to draw. So, over to you once you've discarded.
Cool. Draw to start. Correct. First action and second. Over to you.
Alright, I'll draw. Bludger does 3. First action, I'll play Power Play. Can only play this if a match is in play. Do 7 damage to your opponent.
Nice.
And my second action will be to draw.
Okay.
And over to you.
Draw to start. First action, I'll play a Potions Project.
Alright, that's 2, right? I have to discard?
2 lessons, yep.
There's 1, 2. Oof. Only 3 on that one.
All right. Second action, I'll play a Beetleize, which does 4 damage to you.
Okay. 4. Got it. I'll draw for turn. Bludger does 3.
Yep.
And then first action, I'll catch the snitch on the muddy practice for 10.
Nice. I think you got me. Nice. There it is. 7.
Yep.
Good job.
Yeah, honestly, the muddy practices, I always thought to myself, like, this is the weakest of all the matches, but it really did work in these games. I eventually got Slytherin in 3-month-long match in my hand, but having that already out, I really needed that in play for the Bludger to do any amount of work. But yeah, I'm honestly surprised because the way the first round went, you really cooked me good with the Bullseye potion and Arthur Weasley.
Yeah, well, and with Quidditch decks, you can either really play the match the way it's meant to be, but if you've got to catch the snitch in there, it's like you're pretty much guaranteed, because you could play the match in one action and then you can catch the snitch in the next, and it's not even an opportunity to actually so that's really kind of guaranteed damage. Is almost like when I get a Bullseye out, it's guaranteed damage. So it's one of those things that's, I don't know. It's like it's a really good card, Catch the Snitch.
Definitely, and I thought it was interesting too because this saw play so early that both of you and I were trying to solve it the old-fashioned way. We had both dice going and counting our discards and stuff. So it's like, unless I'm able to get a Quidditch pitch out and actually get Catch the Snitch, you might even beat me to this reward, and then it backfires on me, and you're doing the 10 damage to me. So, yeah.
I really felt like a Catch the Snitch was in there. And then I was like, well, just in case it's not, I have a few cards that I won't be able to play anyway.
Yep.
And then with mine, 3 of my Bullseye potions were in my hand, and the other one was discarded eventually. So even though I had both of those in play, the Eli and the Beetleeye, I wouldn't have been able to go into my deck because you can't go into your discard to get it. You have to go into your deck to get it.
Got it. Yep.
So it was one of those things where I'm just trying to stack up as much as I can. If I can get it out there, cool. But getting lessons with this is actually pretty difficult, and so I'm going to try to adjust some things and switch it up a little bit.
Yeah, we'll have to go head-to-head with these again with some adjustments. And another thing was luck of the draw for me really played in my favor. I got detention out almost every game, I think, very early on. So I think that's the only adventure I run in this deck, but it did its part, so that was good.
Definitely. Great games as usual.
GG's.